Hello YouTube, so here as promised from the H1Z1 video, the gameplay of Rainbow Six Siege on the GTX 960 on Ultra. As you can see on the bottom right, it says video memory 2600 megabytes from only 2000. So I'm not sure how they count this memory from the graphic card, but how the hell you gonna use more megabytes if you only have 2000 megabytes. It's like on the same on RAM. If you have only 4 gigabytes of RAM, how are you gonna use 5 gigabytes of RAM if you have only 4 gigabytes of RAM? So I don't know. I'm not sure how they count these megabytes, because this is the same like in GTA 5, where if you go the GTA 5 settings doesn't allow you to go more than your graphic card, but there's a setting to ignore that problem, and you can ignore and you go like 3000 megabytes even if your card has only 2000. But when you go in your NVidia GeForce Experience, you can set the default settings from GeForce Experience, and it will also set higher than the graphic card. So I'm not sure how they count these megabytes. I do think that they count wrong, or I'm not sure. I don't want to go in that side. But one problem of the game, or not problem, or whatever you want to get it, I didn't like, as you can see, it takes so much time to get a team, even your team or the enemy team. Here I'm trying to change to choose a class. I'm using pretty much the default class and default player. But sometimes it's so hard to get a team, or when you get a team, you stay like the whole 5 on the lobby, and then like after 1 minute it says you get kicked, or you get timed out or something like that. But of course, how the game is in beta, it's normal, these things happens. But I do hope that they fix this problem on the final version, because this is a little annoying, happening that all the time. But here, getting in the game, almost getting in the game, I don't have so much big footage from the game, because mostly when I play the game I was enjoying the game and I forgot to record, or sometimes it's hard to record the gameplay, because how you get only, or I didn't play with friends because not so many people got the game, and when you play with random people, sometimes you get nice teams, but sometimes you get bad players. And by bad players I mean they rage too much, or they speak bad. They say fuck you and that kind of stuff. Or sometimes, for example, you find Russians, they speak their own language, and if you don't speak Russian, then you don't speak, and you also don't understand what they speak. Or you find teams that they don't speak at all, and sometimes it's frustrating. But sometimes you find your team nice and the enemy team it's also nice, so it's pretty competitive. And that's when that happens, it's really fun. And here, as you can see outside, I do have 70 FPS without problems. I just want to show you fast that I use still the same settings. But even when I go inside, I do still have the same FPS. Maybe sometimes when I'm in fights or grenades it's dropped to 60, but I don't think I saw the game dropping lower than 50 FPS. The game is pretty stable on 60 FPS, but as you can see here on the left, it shows my FPS from big storage, or even from caps, it shows the same FPS. But if you see on the right, top right, it's small, it says 52 FPS. So I'm not sure, and 74 ms. But on the game it shows like 30 ms, but there it shows 64 ms or 54 ms now. And also FPS, it shows different. I'm not sure which FPS are correct, but I definitely, when I play, I don't feel like I'm playing like it shows there now 58, but it showed a few moments ago 49. I definitely don't feel like I'm playing with 49 FPS. So I do think that the FPS on the left corner it's more correct, but it might be wrong. I'm not sure. But the game is very good optimized, so even if it drops to 40 FPS, you don't feel it, because the game is really good optimized. Even it wasn't beta, but it was good optimized. This was from my first times playing this map. I didn't know from where I was getting spotted. One maybe good thing or bad thing about the game is it has so high recoil, but when the game was in alpha there was no recoil, so now they added recoil, but I think they added a little too much recoil. But for me it's good, this recoil, because sometimes it's harder to kill players, even it's hard to kill players. So this recoil is kind of good, because when they camp, for example like this camper, if there was no recoil, boom, headshot, you're dead. This is the gameplay, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't tell me please in the comments which FPS are right, are the correct ones, the right ones or the left ones. I'm not really sure. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Stutters. But here no, even if it drops lower than 30, you can still play it without problems. And of course on Ultra, I think nobody's playing this game on Ultra, just like CSGO, because